Hi everyone and welcome back to Thinking Outside the Box at CrossFit Belfast. So we are filming outside today because it's a little bit sunnier and it's actually colder in the gym than it is outside. So today we've got a great workout for you. It's we're going to do a workout with a kettlebell. It's going to be like a kettlebell complex. And it's gonna fill kind of like that heavy metcon, heavy day kind of stimulus that we can sometimes struggle to get into our training at home. So the complex that we're going to perform is going to be one kettlebell swing, single arm, one kettlebell squat clean, one kettlebell snatch, and then one kettlebell thruster. So I'm going to perform it on my right arm, then I'm going to perform it on my left arm. Or vice versa. So how we're going to progress the workout is, once I've completed it on each arm, I'm then going to add an additional thruster. So instead of doing 1 1 1 1, it'll be 1 1 1 2, and I'll do that on both arms, and then it'll be 1 1 1 3 on both arms, all the way up to 5, and then back down again. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more fatigued, challenging that strength endurance a little bit. It's going to be fun. That being said, we are videoing this. We haven't tested the workout yet, so we may make some modifications to it in the advice we give at the end of the workout. Okay, so probably watch the video through, or even check the athlete notes to see how we've maybe kind of tweaked or modified it to give you a bit more advice. So if you've got a kettlebell, great, you're good to go. Dumbbell is going to be just a straight sub in. We can do all the movements with the dumbbell. If we're working with a barbell, how we're going to modify the complex is it's going to be one deadlift, one squat clean, one clean and jerk, power clean and jerk that is, and then one thruster, and then we'll add an additional thruster each round. And instead of going 1 to 5 and back down, we're going to work just 1 up to 10 because we're not doing the change in arms. So we're just going to work right up to 10 on the workout, and we can stop. And that's our basic kind of setup and our advice for the workout. What I would say is we want it to be a fairly challenging weight, so I think 24 is going to be good, kind of RX for the guys and 16 for the girls. If your kettlebell's super light, then what you might want to do is extend the workout, okay? And something you could maybe do during the workout, you could maybe start out thinking I'm going to go 1 to 5 and back down again, but then if that's a little bit easy, you could work up to 1 to 6 and back down, or 1 to 7 or 1 to 10, whatever it is, just making sure that you get an effective challenging workout for the day. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through our warm-up, which I'll get Maddie just to kind of run through and demo the exercises we're going to do. So we're going to start off with just 10 kettlebell swings, just Russian swings. Okay, excellent. And then from there, we're going to do 10 press-ups, 5 front squats. So what you're doing here is you're warming up the hips and the shoulders in the way that the thruster is going to challenge them. Then we're going to do 3 push press each side. Okay, Jenna, yep. Okay, with a pause overhead. So you're going to push press, pause it overhead, good, and back down. Just 3 reps, just getting that little hold, warming up that overhead position for the snatches and the thrusters.
Warm.
What we're going to do now is look at the specific technique breakdown. So we're going to have Maddie and Jenna do the same movements. Jenna's going to go side on just to give you a different look at the movement. Okay, so the first movement in the complex, which is the kettlebell, single arm kettlebell swing. So you want to grip the kettlebell either dead center or slightly to the inside. Okay, and that can help with just balancing it. So what you're going to do is you're going to step back, 2 steps back from the kettlebell, just so that you can get your hand on the kettlebell, and then you're going to hike it through your hips and you're going to perform 3 single arm swings. Okay, hand out to the side to balance. Okay, really popping and driving those hips. So we want to get away from the tendency to overuse the hand and pulling, especially for the swing portion of the lift. Okay, so the swing, the single arm swing is fairly straightforward, but it feels uncomfortable. So what I'm recommending is, if it does feel uncomfortable, spend 3, 4, 5 minutes just alternating sets between your hand and get that part of the movement dialed in. because it's the basis for the kettlebell clean and the kettlebell snatch. So we want to get it feeling really good early on. So the kettlebell clean builds on from the kettlebell swing. So the kettlebell clean is going to be initiated with a single arm swing, and then what we're actually going to do is we're going to pull the kettlebell in nice and close and drop into the squat. So the common fault you're going to see here is that people are going to swing that kettlebell too high and be too slow on the pull, and the kettlebell is going to crash on the forearm or the arm, okay? So we want to actually keep that kettlebell quite low, okay, and then pull it in nice and close and fast as we drop into the squat. So the guys are going to do 3 reps each, starting from the floor, hiking it through. Okay, and like a normal barbell clean, we want to keep that weight object close to the body at all time. We don't need to do a big loop and swing all the way out. We get that hip pop. Okay, so we're driving with the hips and we're pulling in nice and close and fast. Okay, so again, spend some time on this. It's going to pay off in the workout to get some extra reps in now and find kind of what works for you on that. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to build on to the kettlebell snatch. So again, it's going to be initiated with a swing. What we want to start to see is that we're getting that swing a little bit higher. Okay, so if I'm working with the swing, I'm going to swing through. I'm going to try and start getting that swing to shoulder height. Okay, and I'm going to work on that. Then what I'm going to add in is just a little shrug with the shoulder. So just think about dropping that shoulder back, still keeping the elbow fairly straight. Okay, and then coming back down. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to swing through, pop the hips, shrug back with the shoulder at the top of the movement. Okay, I'm going to do 3 to 5 reps on that. And the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to shrug, and then what I do is I punch through and meet the kettlebell overhead. So this is going to stop that kettlebell flopping and hurting the wrist. So what you want to do is, as I pull through, I'm punching up through the kettlebell, and that's when my forearm's going to meet the kettlebell, and it's going to eliminate that crashing of the kettlebell overhead. So it's going to look like so, nice and smooth overhead, getting that nice strong overhead position. Okay, and then the last movement the guys are going to demo is going to be then the kettlebell thruster. So what we're going to do is just to replicate the workout. They're going to snatch that kettlebell overhead, then they're going to come down into the thruster from there. Okay, so snatch it overhead, then from there down into the front squat, and then lock it out overhead. Okay, good job. So the issue on the thruster is going to be rack position. Okay, so what the tendency, Barry, show me the not good rack position, okay, which is basically the cheat rack position where we're stacking the kettlebell on the actual shoulder and also greatly reducing the range of motion that we need to press out. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to then bring that palm round to the chest. Okay, it's going to feel a little bit awkward, it's going to pull us forward. It's part of the benefit of the movement is we're going to be using a lot of core strength to fight against this position. If we want and need, we can elevate the elbow a little bit, but as long as we keep the hand at the chest and the kettlebell off the shoulder, the kettlebell should be resting on the forearm or on the forearm and the bicep. Okay, so we're going to just spend a little bit of time getting comfortable with the movement. So let's hit pause on the video, and then once you've got comfortable with all the movements, you can check back in and we'll give a final briefing for the workout. Played around a little bit with the technique. Just one thing we kind of want to discuss. Everything felt good except really kind of even a little bit on the clean on the thrust of that rack position. So just to clarify for yourselves, you're doing it at home, what we want to basically avoid is having the kettlebell high on the shoulder and the elbow outside. Okay, so what we want to see is that the hand is in at the chest. Okay, is in at the chest, and the kettlebell's resting on the outside of the arm. Okay, so especially with these heavier competition style bells, if you have your palm in really close, it's probably going to pull you out of position too much. So what we're having to do is just turn the hand out a little bit, but the kettlebell's still resting on the outside of the arm and it's still below the shoulder, meaning we have to get a full range press. Okay, so just a little tip on that. So just to recap then the workout, so one swing, one clean, one snatch, one thruster, completed on both sides. Then each time we're going to add an additional thruster onto the end of each complex until we get to 5. Then we're going to work ourselves back down. Okay. Last thing to clarify is each arm, each set of the complex must be done unbroken. So when I pick it up with my right arm, I must finish that complex unbroken on the right arm, and then I can set it down and start the left arm. Okay. If I break it, what I have to do is I set it down and start again. Okay, just restart that set over. And so what we're promoting here, what we want to see is that you're encouraged to take a little bit of rest between sets and do the technique well. So don't just blast through right at the start. So just take a little bit of time. Imagine the workout had a heavy squat clean in it. You're not just going to rush up and try and blast through the technique. You're going to then take the time to get set, do it right, and make sure that you can execute. Okay, so that's it from us. So we're going to check back in after the workout with maybe some adaptations to the workout or tips and techniques on kind of how we get on. Okay, welcome back everyone. So workout done. Personally, I really enjoyed the workout. I thought it might have been longer. I thought it might have been a little bit more time spent standing looking at the kettlebell, but I think having Jenna and Maddie side by side, I just kind of then got after it. He got real spicy around the 4, the 5s, and then the 5s on the way back down again. And then I tried to go arm to arm unbroken on the 3s, and that was just a little bit too much. Jenny, you killed it. How'd you find it?
Killed it. You did a sneaky wee number. You kept hold of the kettlebell at the start.
I like to keep everybody on their toes. keep my cards close to my chest.
Judith.
Yeah, it was good. So we went up to 5, and then we did a set of 5 on the way back down.
Yeah.
There was talk of doing more.
Yeah. So mid-workout, we had an idea what the workout might feel like, and after about 3 rounds, or 4 rounds, I was kind of like worried 10. It wasn't going to be tough enough. But the rounds of 4s, the 5s, the 4s again are where the workout's really at. What I would say is, if your kettlebell's light, I would maybe go up to 10 and back down again, or go past 5. So just to make sure you get a workout in. We all went, I think we were all sub 8.
Yeah.
Which is probably where we want to be. But if you're kind of cruising through the workout and you think it's gonna be over kind of sub 6, sub 5, then what I would do is I would just keep on going.
Yeah.
Keep on pushing a little bit and make the workout that little bit longer. Really fun, enjoyable, technical little workout. And it was really challenging in its own way, but not every workout, like we've got plenty of really tough workouts in the programming, so it's nice to have one that's just a different feel and a different stimulus. And to be honest, I feel like 5 minutes later I feel like I could do something else, which is good, because some of the stuff we've been doing, it's been intentionally higher volume and intense. So like I feel like I could definitely go for a run or something now, or do something else, or maybe work on some skills. So yeah,
it was challenging to have to try and remember what you were doing next, because it's a complex. I always get it wrong.
I'm just in such a habit from bringing the snatch down that I brought it down and had to get it back to the shoulder for the thrusters. I like the format. I'd say we're going to program something similar again, and maybe throw in those overhead squats as well. Like we say with all the workouts, just make it your own. You guys, you know what you're doing well enough that you can kind of tweak and adapt and modify the workout. I wouldn't want it to be going much longer than 10 minutes, and I certainly wouldn't want it to be much quicker than 6. So just try and hit somewhere in that time. The main and try not to rest too much. Let us know if you do the workout, how you get on, or how you modify it, adapt it. Even post it in the comments at Sugar Wads to give everybody else maybe a bit of inspiration. And as always, thanks for watching. So remember, stay fit, stay strong, stay healthy, and stay at home.